Hi, I'm Maria from Crochet A to Z and welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button. If you have, thank you for being here as well. Thank you all for being here. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future tutorials and some great projects that I have coming forward and some great ideas for the holiday season as well. So please do subscribe. I want to show you today what this is called, and this is the V stitch shell. So this is your V stitch and these are your shells. So it's called the V shell stitch, and it's really easy to make, and I'm going to just show you how easy it is. And what you have to do with this tutorial or this particular pattern is you have to chain a multiple of 5 plus 5 plus 5 until you get your desired width, and then you add a 1. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 1. So if you do 30, you add a 1. So I'm going to show you how we got here. So what I did for the sake of this tutorial is I chained a multiple of 5 plus 5 plus 1, and I did 31. So I used an H hook for both of these. This is your working chain right here. These are your chains, the V's, and this slip knot is your slip knot, not considered a chain for the new people that are crocheting. If you're crocheting with me, I am going to go slow so you can follow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to make a double crochet in that spot. This is considered a chain, a double crochet, so just to let you know. And the reason I'm going to explain why you have so many chains on there. So now you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. You're going to go into that same spot and you're going to make another double crochet. Now you're going to chain 1. Always chain 1 after you make your second double crochet. Always chain 3 after you make your first double crochet to form your V. Now you're going to skip 1. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. In the fifth chain, you're going to make another double crochet. You're going to chain 1, 2, 3. You're going to go right back in there and make another double crochet. Now you're going to chain 1. You're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4. In the fifth chain, you're going to make another double crochet. And you're going to repeat this till you get to the end and you have 3 chains left. You're going to chain 1, 2, 3. You're going to make a double crochet. You're going to chain 1. You're going to chain 1, and then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another double crochet. And this stitch is so pretty. Chain 3, and another double crochet right in that same spot. Chain 1. Skip 1, 2, 3, 4. Go into the fifth, and you're going to make another double crochet. Chain 1, 2, 3, and you're going to make another double crochet. And you are still going to chain 1. So always remember that you're still going to chain 1. Now what you're going to do, 1, 2, 3 chains left. In that last chain, you're going to do a double crochet. And this is what it looks like right across. Now you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. This chain counts. You're going to turn this around, and in this first V and every one to follow, you're going to do 7 double crochets right in your V stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You're going to move on to your next V-stitch. You don't have to chain anything, you just go right into the next V-stitch. You're going to make 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and your 7th one. And like I said, you're not going to chain between those. You don't have to. See, a V-stitch is holding your shells. 3, 6, 7. Now in the next one, we're just going to repeat this right across. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for those of you that have, you know, never made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a double crochet, there is a tutorial on it as well, but you yarn over, you go in, you pull up a loop, you yarn over, you pull through 2, you yarn over, you pull through 2. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this is going to be a 2-row repeat, and I'll show you when it starts. Next, we're going to go right in here into the last V that I have here, and we're going to do 7 more double crochets. There's 4, there's 5, there's 6, and there's 7. Now at the end here, at this, you're going to count the chains that you have here. In that second chain, you're going to do a double crochet. And this is what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? So now what you're going to do is you're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4. That's counts. You're going to turn that around. When you turn that around, you're going to go into the 1, 2, 3, the fourth double crochet of your shell, and you're going to make right in there, you're going to make a double crochet. You're going to chain 1, 2, 3. This is where your repeat starts. In that same chain, you're going to do or in that same double crochet, you're going to do another double crochet. There's another V. You're going to chain 1. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to do a double crochet. You're going to chain 1, 2, 3. You're going to do another double crochet. You're going to chain 1. This is a 2-row repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. That fourth one counts as a middle. Chain 1, 2, 3. Another double crochet right in that same stitch. Chain 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right in there. You do a double crochet. Once again, you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. Going to go right in there again, and you're going to put another double crochet right in that stitch. You're going to chain 1. 1, 2, 3, fourth double crochet. You're going to make a double crochet. You're going to chain 1, 2, 3. You're going to go right back into that stitch. Sorry. Once, hold on a minute, I just want to pull that out. So you chain 1. Then you're going to go into 1, 2, 3, fourth stitch, and you're going to do a double crochet. You're going to chain 1, 2, 3. You're going to do another double crochet. Once you're done with that, you're going to chain 1. You always chain 1 after you finish that V. You go again to the right in here, right there, and you're going to pull up and you're going to make a double crochet. Now this is what it looks like. Once you do that, you're going to 1, 2, 3, chain 3, that counts. You're going to turn your work around. You're going to repeat what you did here. You're going to go into that shell and you're going to make 7 double crochets in your V stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just want to pull this so it'll flow. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. Count this as your repeat because this is where you make your V's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you don't have to chain 1. You just go right into that next V and you make 7 more. And I'm going slow so that you can see, you can count the chains as I'm doing them. 1, 5, 6, 7. Move on to your next V. And that V provides the space for you to make your shell. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm stopping so you can see. Next V, you're going to make 7 double crochets to form your beautiful shell. And I do believe this would be very, very pretty in a multicolor yarn, in a variegated yarn. 5. But I wanted to do it in this so you could see it. I take my, when you send me comments, I take them seriously so that if something makes it easier for you to see, a lighter yarn, then I'm going to do that to make it easier for you to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I appreciate all my subscribers and anybody that's watching, because in order to do this, I want to make it easier for you to see and follow me. So my subscribers and anybody that's watching, you are important to this channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you're going to get to the end of this, and you're going to go into the second chain, and you're going to make a double crochet, and that forms your edge. That just forms your edge. So now this is what it looks like, and isn't that really, really pretty? So now what we're going to do, you're going to go into your V's again. 1, 2, 3, and this is where the repeat, like I said, this repeat starts. So you're going to skip 1, 2, 3 into the 4th one. You're going to do a double crochet. You're going to chain 1, 2, 3. You're going to do another double crochet right in there. You're going to chain 1. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, 2, 3, and you're going to go right in there again, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's considered the middle of the shell below. Chain 1, 2, 3, make another double crochet, and I'm going to just move this so it doesn't get caught up in it. Chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to go right in there. And I just want to mention, you want to make sure that you're actually counting 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not counting this in the middle. You're counting your actual double crochets so that that you're over far enough. 1, 2, 3. Another double crochet so that it's setting it up for your next row of shells. Chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, going right in there. 1, 2, 3, go right in there again. Chain 1. Even though you're not going to make another another V, you still want to chain 1. Now you're going to go in here and you're going to make a double crochet. Now, so think of this as your row 2. So this is your row 2. Actually, it's your row 1. Think of this as your row that you did your V's. And then what your row 2 is going to be is you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. So this is your row 2, this is your row 3. So your row 3 is when you make your 7 double crochets again right in that V. So you're going to go right in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is your repeat. When you do your V-stitch and your shells is your second row repeat. So your first row repeat, your second row repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You do not have to chain 1. That's only for this row. You go right in to that V and you make 7 more of these. So it is a 2-row repeat. If you want to say that, you know, this is your row 1, this is your row 2 repeat. Because you're just gonna follow what you did in these 2 rows. So you got 5 there, 6, 7, and that's why this is a nice and easy pattern. You can make this anywhere, you know, and you can watch TV and do this, because once you know what your first and second row repeat are, you just go right along and you make this incredibly pretty pattern. And you can make it in so many different that it really does look. So you have 5 there. Beautiful when you have it together. And the different, I made a baby blanket for my grandson when he was born in this pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you make too many, no worries, you can pull it out. It's not, you'll be able to tell if you did too many, and not to worry that, I always say, if you make a mistake, you can pull it out. 5, 6, 7. And your last V-stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then at the very end here, in the second chain, you can make a double crochet, and then you're going to start, think of it as you're starting over. So you're going to chain 1, 2, 3. You're going to turn your work around. You're going to 1, 2, 3, 4th. You're going to start your V pattern again. Chain 1, 2, 3. Go back in there. In your 2-row repeat, chain 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Double crochet. Chain 1, 2, 3. Go right in there again and make another one. Chain 1. And that's how you make this pattern, the V-stitch shell stitch pattern. So this is Maria from Crochet A to Z. I hope you liked this tutorial. I hope you like this stitch. It's such a pretty stitch and so versatile. I wanted to show you in the different colors. So this is Maria again from Crochet A to Z. I hope you like this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel. For those that have subscribed, I really appreciate you being here. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you, and don't miss out on future tutorials. Have a great day. Bye-bye.